Croeso pawb to the Games Under £16 PSN sale. This sale ends on the 30th of September 2020, so if you're too late then you might want to skip this video. Okay guys, let's look at the games. Okay guys, the first game I have for you is Brawl Out. It was released in 2018, making it 2 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for £4.79. That's really cheap. Now, the easiest way I can explain this game is it's basically a rip-off of Smash Bros. On Nintendo consoles. The gameplay is a direct copy of Smash Bros. So small stages, falling off the edges, knocking people off, usual gameplay sort of style. It's got online multiplayer as well, so that's basically all you could want from a Smash clone. Also, there's a deluxe edition that's available in this sale, but it mainly includes some rubbish cosmetics, so it's really not worth the extra money. Stick with this edition, I'd recommend, over the deluxe edition. It's just way cheaper and better value for money. So if you like Smash Bros. But don't own a Nintendo console, this is one of your best options. At this price, it looks like a lot of fun, and I love Smash Bros., so I'm definitely tempted to get this myself. Pick it up for under a $5, it looks like a good deal. Next up is a bundle deal, Dead Rising Triple Bundle. It was released in 2016, making it 4 years old, but these are a remaster of some very old games, so they're really older than that, but they're remastered, and therefore better than the originals. It's on a 70% discount for £11.99, which is a pretty decent price. Now I would say that there's 3 games included in this. That would be Dead Rising 1, Dead Rising 2, but the third game is Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, which is basically a reimagining of the second game, where they swap out the main character from the second game with the one from the first. So it is a completely separate game, but it's a reimagining of the second one. In any case, you're still getting 3 complete games. I would have just preferred if they included the third game rather than the reimagining of the second, for a trilogy bundle that was worthy of the series. Most of the games revolve around being locked inside a shopping centre, with a ton of makeshift weapons and combinable items to have a lot of fun with. It's silly, it's slapstick, it's hilarious. I would say you should consider this if you love zombie survival games and there's just nothing much else for you to play right now, because there are better games out there, but if you've played them, this is a great option for you at this price. Next up, a modern classic of an old school classic, Doom. Released in 2016, is 4 years old, 70% discount, £4.79. That's a really cheap price, especially for a game of this caliber. This game now includes all the multiplayer DLC packs, all 3 of them, which include a load of maps, modes and weapons. This game hit the big time when it came back. It got rave reviews. It's still thought of very, very highly now. If you've always wanted to be a space marine slaughtering demons from Mars, this is your chance. Fans of first-person shooters should definitely consider this and pick it up. If you're a fan of first-person shooters and you don't own this, then you've definitely missed out on a good game. Anyone else that's not a fan of first-person shooters, take a look. At this price, it's pretty decent. You might want to try it out. Next up is one of the games I'm looking forward to playing the most, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. It was released in 2017, makes it 3 years old, but it's a remaster of an older PS3 Xbox 360 game, so it's really older than that. It's on a 60% discount for £7.99, which is a pretty decent price, especially considering it includes all the DLC from the original game. This is an action RPG slasher. You are the Arisen, and it's up to you to gather some companions and journey to slay the dragon, which is prophesied to bring about the end of days. This is a really, really, really good RPG. If you're into RPGs and love games like Dragon Age, this is the sort of game you really should be looking at. It's dirt cheap, it's amazing, and if you've already played through the other major RPGs, like the Dragon Age series, this is pretty much one of the best options for you. It's really cheap, it's really good. I can't wait to play this myself. I'm probably going to pick it up right now. Definitely check this game out if you've got any interest in RPGs at all. The next one's a good one. It's Just Cause 3 XXL Edition. It was released in 2018, that makes it 2 years old. It's on a huge discount, 80% off for £4.99. That's so cheap, especially considering it includes over £25 worth of DLC. Yes, the DLC is worth 5 times the amount they're asking for the whole game package. This game is awesome if you haven't played it. I've played this game before and I loved it. And when you consider the sheer amount of amazing DLC that's included, it's easy to see why this is my star buy. You just can't beat this amount of fun at this low price. You really can't. It's amazing. In this game, you play Rico Rodriguez, and it's up to you to help free the people from their evil dictator overlord. In general, this game's an open-world action game, a bit like GTA, but in tropical islands, and with way more amazing systems. You can fly, you can glide, you can parachute, you can rappel, you can stick explosives to stuff, you can join things together and then pull them to each other. The systems in this game are endless, and there's so much fun. You really won't have anywhere near as much fun in any other game There are so many tanks, planes, cars, bikes, vehicles, all for you to mess around on. There's just unlimited fun in this game. It's one of those games you'll just go back to mess around in and have a load of fun and lose so many hours in. If you don't have this, buy it. If you like open world action games like GTA and those sorts of things, buy it. If you've never heard of this game, buy it. Do yourself a favour and join the revolution. You won't regret it, I promise you that. Next Machina is our next game. It was made in 2017, which makes it 3 years old, and is on a big discount, 80% off for £3.19. Now this game is an old school twin stick shooter, and it's got a really cool stylistic look to it, which is really cool neon sort of retro stylings. It includes over 100 levels, and it just looks like good old fashioned fun. I don't really have a massive amount to say about it, other than if you like twin shooters, this has got a great style to it, and it's really cheap, so you should definitely look at it. And if you've never played a twin stick shooter, then why not take a look? For £3, you can't go far wrong really. Give it a go at that price. Our next game is a racing game, Ride 2 Special Edition. It was released in 2016, which makes it 4 years old. There are newer versions of this game, but this has got a huge discount. It's 85% off for £8.24. And the DLC that is included is £24.99 worth. Yeah, you heard it. The DLC is worth nearly 3 times as much as the game, and includes 39 bikes and 20 helmets. Now I don't know much about motorbike racing games, but this one looks quality. It looks awesome, it's got a ton of DLC included, and it's at a really cheap price even with all that DLC included. So if you don't mind there's a couple of versions old, and you've been looking for a racing game, why not look at this? It looks amazing. And if you're just looking for a racing game because you haven't played one in a while, it might be worth a try. There's a lot of content included for the price. Sniper Elite 3 Ultimate Edition is our next game. It was released in 2015, making it 5 years old, but it's on a huge discount, 80% off for £5.99. This is part of the best sniper franchise available. They're all set in World War II, but this one's set in Africa specifically. It includes 9 DLC packs, including co-op missions and stereoscopic 3D, which if you've got a 3D TV is a pretty nice little bonus, even though it may be very niche. In this game you get to sneak around and be a sniper, you get to take your shots, and it's got a really cool system where it slows down time and shows you what happens, like the bullet slows down and it goes through each layer of everything it hits, so you get to see the bones break, the head explode, the arm get ripped off. It's a really cool system that's quite fun, and really rewarding when you pull off that perfect shot and you get to see exactly what damage you caused with it. These games always look like so much fun. I'm even tempted to pick this one up myself. Seriously, take a look at it. If you like third-person action games or sniper games with a bit of stealth, you should love this, you really should. So check it out, you might just love it. Okay, this one's a bit of a maybe. Sonic Forces was released in 2018, so it's 2 years old, and it's got a 75% discount for £8.74, which is pretty cheap. Now the reason I say that this is a maybe is because it's a Sonic game. Let's be honest, most of the Sonic games recently have been terrible, but this is one of the best reviewed ones in recent years, and in it you get to play the more modern 3D Sonic games like Sonic Adventure, there's levels like that, plus you also get to play more classic 2D sort of levels like the originals that everybody loves so much. So in this game you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the best of the Sonic Adventure series sort of gameplay and you get the best of the old school gameplay. On top of that, they've added a system where you get to make your own custom character, who you play as alongside the 2 Sonics that are in this game. The modern Sonic for the modern levels, and the original Sonic for the old school levels. So it's got some unique systems to it, and like I said, it's well thought of amongst Sonic games. That may not sound like the highest praise, but if you're a fan of Sonic, or old school platform action games, this is a really high production game, and it should be a lot of fun. It's worth looking at if you like these sorts of things. Next up is a game I feel needs more publicity. Strange Brigade. It was released in 2018, so it's 2 years old. It's got a big 80% discount for £7.99. Again, it's another game that's similar to Left 4 Dead, but it's third-person action-adventure. It's got a cool Egyptian theme. Think like the old Mummy series with Brendan Fraser. The levels are designed with puzzles and co-op gameplay in mind, so if you've got some friends to play this with, you should have a ton of fun. You really should. And it's quite a cheap price. If you like co-op games, if you like action-adventure games where you can just have fun and shoot away, this is probably one for you to look at. The next game is another racing game, The Crew 2. It was released in 2018, which makes it 2 years old. It's got a good 70% discount for a price of £11.99. What makes this game a bit unique is that you don't just race cars. There are options to race boats and planes as well, so there's a lot of variety to this game. There's also a variety of game modes as well, so it's not just straight up racing, which should help the replayability and the longevity of the game, but also just make it more fun in general. I haven't personally played this one, but a lot of people seem to like it, and it's at a really good price. $11.99 is pretty cheap. If you like racing games, and you haven't got one to play right now, this is a pretty good option for you, as it includes a lot of variety and fun. Okay, so the Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls collection is our next game. It was released in 2016, so it's 4 years old, but they're remasters of older PS3 exclusive games, so they're really older than that. They're on a pretty decent discount though, 68% off for £11.19. Now considering there's 2 full games included in that, that's a really good price. Be really careful though, because both of these games are in the sale individually for over £8 each, which means it's nearly half price if you buy them together, so just make sure you don't pick up the individual games, pick up the bundle. Both of these games are narrative-driven interactive games. They're made by the studio that made Detroit Become Human. These are the games they made before that. So if you like that, this is an amazing chance for you to get back in at the original games and enjoy more of the same sort of gameplay. The first game is an investigative thriller based around a murder, and the second game is based around a character who has a supernatural attachment to a ghost sort of being, which grants her abilities. Both games are heavily narrative driven. There's not a huge amount of gameplay, but you make decisions and choices that affect the story, which branches into different ways and gives you different endings based on your decisions. They're great for multiple playthroughs. They're great if you love story. Again, if you played Detroit Become Human and you loved that, these are literally more of the same. They're a really good price. I highly recommend them for anyone that loves story-driven games. So check them out. I'd be very tempted to get these myself if I didn't already own them both. Okay, we have another maybe here, The Wolf Among Us. It was released in 2014, which makes it 6 years old, but it's got a good discount of 70% off, so it's £3.89. Now, as we know with Telltale, the studio got closed down and most of the franchises never got their sequels, including this. There was a season 2 planned, but it never happened. Luckily though, this first season had a complete story, even though it hinted at a sequel. It doesn't matter, you do get an ending to the story in this season. This game includes the entire first season, so it is the complete story, and is really worth picking up if you like Telltale games. This is one of the best ones they made. And it actually has some sort of an ending, unlike some of them. I'm looking at you, Game of Thrones. Where was the ending to yours? For anyone that's never played a Telltale game, they're interactive story-based games, where you make decisions and the story branches and then you get different endings. This particular one is based on a graphic novel series where fairy tale creatures live in the real world, hidden as people. So you play the detective, who is literally the big bad wolf from old fairy tales, and you're investigating a murder. It's really good, it's really interesting, and I enjoy the fairy tale spin that's been put on the genre. Like I said, if you like Telltale games, this is one of the best, so pick it up, and if you don't, then it's pretty cheap, so it's worth considering, but it's really up to you, because if you don't like these sorts of games, you're not going to care either way. Next up, we have Trials Fusion, the Awesome Max Edition. It was released in 2015, which makes it 5 years old. It's got a massive discount of 79% off for £5.24. It includes 6 DLC packs, which is 30 new tracks and a loads more other stuff. Trials Fusion is a little game where you ride a stunt bike over a track, and it's your job to make it to the end. It's as simple as that. There's a lot of replayability, there's a lot of fun, there's a track editor, there's an online mode where you can compete for time scores, and also download user-created tracks. There's a lot of replayability in this game, but it's pretty simple and it depends whether you like this sort of game or not. But at this price, if you're in any way interested, it's cheap enough and there's a lot of fun and a lot of online replayability. So worth a look at least. You don't see many motorcycle racing games and then 2 come along at once, it's just like buses. TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge is our next game. It was made in 2018, so it's 2 years old. It's got a huge 76% discount, which makes it £10.79. The difference between this game and the other motorcycle racing game is that this game is based around the Isle of Man TT races. So if you like that more than the other races, this is definitely the one for you. The big selling point for this game is that it accurately recreates the Snaefell mountain course, which covers 37.73 miles and has 264 bends in it. That's a huge selling point for anyone that's interested in the TT Isle of Man races. The game also includes 25 official riders and 38 official bikes, so there's a lot of authentic content in this. If you follow the sport, then you'll definitely see a lot that you like in this game. So if you like the TT Isle of Man races, you definitely want to buy this. And if you're just looking to pick up a motorcycle racing game, it's up to you to choose between this and Ride 2, because I ain't no motorcycle racing expert, I just pick the good deals. And the final game for this sale is V-Rally 4. I know, another racing game, but you know, take a look at it, it's a good deal. It It came out in 2018, is 2 years old, it's got an 83% discount for £8.49. This game covers rallies, rallycross, drifts, buggies, hill climbs. It's got over 50 cars, a career mode, online mode. Basically, if you like rallying, this should cover any part of that you enjoy. And it's at such a steep discount that I really don't see the price getting much lower, so I wouldn't say it's worth waiting for other sales. I would say if you've got any sort of interest in this game, now's a good time to pick it up at that price. And if you're just looking for a racing game, you've really got a lot of choices from this sale, and I don't know which one I would recommend out of all of them. And that's all the games I have for you for the PSN Games Under £16 sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I miss any that you thought should have been included? Did I pick rubbish games? Should I have picked a different style buy? Do you just not like me in general? Any complaints you have, any suggestions you have, leave them in the comments and I'll check them out eventually. But for now, I hope you found some fun games and I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next video.